Welcome back to the Linux Academy Nginx Deep Dive. In this video, we're going to take a break from modifying our Nginx config to actually generate a self-signed SSL certificate so that we can start looking into how to set up our server to respond to HTTPS requests, which talking over SSL and TLS and having more security to our server is something that's really paramount nowadays. So for right now, we're going to do some self-signed certificates. That way we can figure out how to configure this, even though it's not going to necessarily be secure from the browser standard. The first thing we're going to do is, while being the root user, we're going to make a place to actually put these. So we're going to use mkdir, and then I'm going to put mine in etc nginx SSL. And then we have one command that we really need to do for this. So we're going to use the OpenSSL utility, which should be installed by default. And then we have to make a certificate request. And I've linked to the documentation for this particular thing, but there are a lot of flags that we can go through. And we're going to discuss these as we actually type them out. So the first thing is the rec subcommand, which is just saying we're going to make a certificate request. Next, we want to pass -x509. And this is stating that we want our certificate to be in the x509 structure. We're going to do -nodes, which says to not encrypt the output key, -days, which allows us to set the expiration of this particular certificate, which we'll set to a year. And then we're going to start putting these on their own line. The next one we want is new key. And then this is stating how we want to generate this, so what type of key we want. And for our new key, we're going to use the RSA encryption type, and then it's going to be 2048 bits in size. We want to set an output key, so key out, and this is where it's going to put the private key for us. So we're going to put this in etc nginx SSL private.key. You can kind of call this whatever you want. I just like to be specific in saying that this is the private key. And then the last one we want is going to be the output file for the public portion of our certificate. So we're going to put this one in etc nginx SSL also, but we're going to call it public, and then we'll use .pem for this one. When we hit enter, it's going to prompt us for some more information. If you don't actually want to put anything, you don't have to for some of these if you're just self-signing, or if you want to put your own company's information. For right now, we're just going to kind of skip through these. Now, if we take a look in etc nginx SSL, we should see that we have both a private key and a public.pem file. And in the next video, we're going to utilize these to allow our server to accept requests via HTTPS.